It's the Year of Shame Challenge.
Hey, welcome to the Year of Shame Challenge 5. This is 2017 still. My name is Trevor Phillips, and I'll let the other guys introduce themselves. Anytime, boys, I have to point.
Hi, I'm Steve-O. No, you don't. I've just said, hi, I'm Steve-O. Yeah, hi, waving back at you.
Hiya, I'm Linton. I am returning this month.
Yay.
Yeah, good to see you back, mate.
Thank you.
And I'm Derek. Obviously back refreshed from our little excursion to Play Expo.
Oh, that was fun. That was good. I enjoyed it.
Play Expo. Was that board games?
Board games, retro games, arcade. Oh, King of Tokyo. There we go. Yeah. Got to admit, had a lot of fun playing that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's retro arcades, pinball, the evolution of gaming. Effectively, I was playing Duck Hunt for about 3 hours. So yeah, it was pretty good.
And merchandise. Don't forget the merchandise.
God, half the hall was made up with merchandise. Don't know how I managed to resist.
Steve, you didn't buy a belt, did you?
A belt.
Just tell me you didn't do that.
No. May have bought something.
Yes. Do tell us what you bought.
No,
I mean, I know already, but yeah.
I purchased, it was a branded Final Fantasy II Bandai Wonderswan, fully boxed, game still in wrapper. Yeah, a very nice piece of kit.
See,
goes in my Final Fantasy collection.
Some of those
doesn't
words
count as a game.
Some of those words made sense to me, and then the rest of them just blurred into the back of my head. But I'm sure
it's a little Japanese handheld from about 6-7 years ago.
Or like a little Japanese handheld.
Did I hear the word game attached to that?
There is a game in there.
Oh, Klaxon.
No, it's not even coming out of the box.
Is it not an iteration of Final Fantasy?
It's Final Fantasy II.
Yeah, there you go.
So you've bought it for the right reason.
One that you
to stay in its
already
box, never to be touched.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece.
I took it out to test. It works perfectly. It's gone back in the box. I can't play it anyway because it's all in Japanese. So, but yeah, been after one for a while to complete my handheld collection off. Yeah, and it was a nice price. It's 20 quid less than you get on eBay from the scalpers. So
you can get through games just because they're in Japanese, mate. I do all the time, but then I'm not.
Okay, you can't the early Final Fantasies.
Oh, do you have to actually read the text? Oh shit!
It's all in text on a little LCD screen that isn't backlit.
Oh, okay. Then.
So yeah, not the easiest. But yeah, that was all I got. I could have spent far much more. Especially when Derek pointed me to a big box full of Final Fantasy crap.
Oh, I see. There's Derek again. Derek again in the background. Oh, Steve, look at this. There's a whole lot of shit you can buy.
I have to admit, I did.
It literally was. I walked around the corner and there he was rooting through a box and he just goes, "Look at this big cardboard box full of Final Fantasy stuff." Fuck.
Good man.
Well, I admit, me and Stevie had split off from Steve-O. He was still wandering a couple of aisles back. And we spotted this massive box, just nothing but Final Fantasy branding everywhere. All Japanese import stuff, game maps, game guides, literally you name it. If it was Final Fantasy, this guy had picked up. You have lunch boxes, little minifigures. It was just like chock full of Final Fantasy stuff. So we knew as soon as Steve came round, it was going to be hard on Central.
It sounds like Steve's wet dream.
It was. And what we did see for you, Trev, there was a guy selling some custom controllers.
Yeah.
Like properly. There was a Vault Tech one. And all the buttons were like little Nuka-Cola caps.
Oh, cool.
And it had like it was all in blue and yellow, and it was
pretty
properly done. It wasn't some slapdash number. It was properly gloss painted, polished, all kinds.
I'd have walked past.
I don't know how much it was.
I would have walked past.
Yes, you would have done. I bet you would.
I wouldn't have been interested. Wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Anyway, okay. Let's get on to thoughts and feelings then for this month. And since you haven't heard your voice for such a long time, go on then, Linton. You head up first.
Okay. Challenge-wise, I've not really made any sort of progress or anything like that. Since the last time I was on a podcast with you guys, I think it was March, a few things have happened within my personal life and just general stresses of work life and with the baby and stuff and things changing with him. I've not been able to make any sort of progress or anything like that. My PlayStation was turned on last night for the first time in, I think, about 10 weeks. It was the first time I'd turned it on. So, I don't know whether I'd just fallen out of love with things or I just don't know. But as I said, a few things had happened and it just sort of, I had to prioritise really. So the challenge had to go on the back burner. The podcast obviously had to go on the back burner for me personally as well. But yeah, I'm back at the other side of everything that happened and seems to be back on the right track again now. And I'm ready to start playing some games, I think. When I turned my PlayStation on last night, didn't respond very well. I'm not sure if it's dead or not. It went onto safe mode and then so I restarted it, went back onto safe mode again, restarted it, back onto safe mode again, restarted it, managed to boot it up then, and I played about an hour of Alienation. Steve, you were talking about Alienation before,
that's
weren't you?
great, that's good.
Yeah, it was the only game that didn't have an update that I've got. As soon as I was, when you boot it up after such a long time, I had a million updates on there. So I fired that up, but honestly, it sounded like a jet engine going off. So fingers crossed.
Sounds like you need to clean the fans out.
I think I do. To be honest, where it's sat at the moment, it's not in the best ventilated position. So I might have to maybe tomorrow have a quick open it up and get the old expel air on it, Just wanted to touch on, because I've been away, I wanted to touch just on what I wanted to touch on was a question from Hunter from the last podcast. He asked us if we'd had any new hobbies or we've managed to be spending our spare money on anything else recently.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
What?
I've started collecting McFarlane figures. You guys
nice.
aware of
Okay.
McFarlane? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah. So the Walking Dead ones specifically at the moment.
Nice.
Many people know how much of a fan I am of Walking Dead. So I've got a bunch of the 5-inch figures now, and I've started on the colour tops. Have you guys seen the colour tops, the 7-inch figures, which sort of stand on a little stand? Yeah.
I'm not. I know Todd McFarlane, the kind of the art house and everything. I'm not sure what ranges he's got going on, but I do know it's pretty good stuff when I've seen it.
They're very smart, especially the colour tops. They're very, very cool. But they do like Gears of War. They're bringing out some Destiny ones for Destiny 2, which look absolutely fantastic. They've got quite a lot of the Walking Dead figures out. And Destiny as well. Not Destiny, sorry. What am I talking about? Titanfall 2.
All right.
A really cool one I received the other day. It was a Jester. And it's really, really smart. I'll have to try and grab one in a bit. But yeah, so I've been focusing a bit of cash on those recently. And kind of rekindled my love for Adidas trainers as well recently. Buying a few of the limited edition specials that have been out over the past sort of couple of years. That's set me back by a pretty penny or two. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, that sounds like
As long as it's not games.
That's it. No, I think that's the thing to take away from it. I mean, you have been on quite a long break, but it hasn't swayed you away from what you're trying to achieve with this anyway. So, I mean, even though you haven't been on it and you haven't actually been making your way through it, you've still been taking part in the challenge because the whole point is to save yourself money on games and, cut your time back on games.
I don't think, most of us, though, it's to save our money on games and then spend shitloads on everything else, though, which is what, And
well,
games
that does have a tendency.
Yeah.
That board game bug has gotten under my skin as well now, so there may be some purchases of that in the near future for me.
I needed something to make myself feel a bit better, so that's what I went
that's
and
cool.
did.
Just going to have to go on the top shelf, so you when you bet your little one grows up, it's like, Daddy, can I play with your
Yeah,
toys?
you
They're
get
not
the
toys.
they're not toys.
Get away
Get
from
the fuck
them.
away from them.
Exactly.
I'll admit I have been tempted to buy games over the past 2 months, definitely, because literally I've had no desire to turn my PlayStation on, and I was thinking, right, it's because of this challenge. I'm not buying anything new, so I have had a couple of wobbles, but thinking about it now in hindsight, it wasn't because of that. It was just my frame of mind at the time.
What were the wobbles? What did you wobble on?
You know what? I can't even remember the name of it now.
Oh,
What's
that's not important then.
Is it called Strave or something like that? Neil was talking about it on the last podcast, and he was saying how much Dougie and Phil were playing it.
Oh yes,
Derek,
this
come
is
on,
the
tell me.
Mack Dark Souls thing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
What's it called?
I'll tell you in a second. I've got last month's notes. Strafe.
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 I wasn't far off, was I? It was Strave.
We can say it's down to your accent, mate, that you said strafe.
At least I said Strafe.
Over to you then, Digi. You give us your thoughts and feelings.
Well, challenge this month has actually not been too bad. It's quite interesting. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth with the E3 thing, but it's just something personally that's changed with that. Is usually I'd take the time off and I'd stay up and I'd watch all of the shows live, and this is the first year I haven't done that, and it's actually quite a relief, to be honest. Not having to stay up till 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning to watch these fucking events, and getting so caught up in the hype train that's involved with E3. So I was able to take in what they put out this year at my leisure. Some cracking shows on there. I mean, obviously Ubisoft had it out of the park. I'll be honest, I thought Bethesda was pretty bad in comparison to what
I wasn't bored
last
by
year.
Bethesda at all, mate.
It was pretty much, just they were talking about exactly what they'd already talked about. So another edition of Skyrim. Next coming up, Skyrim on your microwave. Yeah,
New microwave for Trev then.
Yeah, I wanted something new. I was hoping for something new from the guys, because we heard some rumours about that sci-fi RPG that they're developing. There was some rumours about that just before E3. Nothing materialised, so yeah, kind of a bit of a disappointing one. But Ubisoft's and Devolver Digital's were just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So I've had a good month actually, because a lot of that stuff was coming out 2018.
Oh, cool then. Well,
What about you then, Trev?
well, my thoughts and feelings. I'm doing okay, but then my plan went to shit after the last podcast, because obviously my plan was, I'll use Red Redemption as my Joker, and by the time I get to September, I won't have to do it. And of course, it's not coming out till next year, fuckers. So that just made me think, your plan has gone to shit. But no, things are okay. I've not bought anything. I'm still plodding away at other stuff. I did. Well, we'll go through what my thoughts on E3 was later. But apart from that, I'm plodding away. I've played some shit. I've got some bits off my list, which we'll talk about later. So I'm a happy fat bunny, and we're halfway through the year now.
Yes, we are.
It's all downhill now. The nights are going to get darker. No problem. So then, Stevie, over to you.
Thoughts for me. I had a bit of a weird month, if I'm honest. I'm still happy with the challenge. It's just, first half of the month I was in a bit of a gaming funk. I just, not so much wanting to play anything, it's just not knowing what to play and what to concentrate on. So I couldn't actually concentrate on any games for the first couple of weeks. I did settle down. And as you know, my Joker is coming up next month, so I've been watching a whole load of videos on it. I'm equally as excited for next month as I've always been. I've got to the point now where I'm also going back into the shops and looking at the sales and stuff, not feeling any compulsion to buy anything, just having a browse. And it's not me wanting to buy a game; it's just I feel safe going in and doing it now. Whereas I used to go in and think, oh, that's on at £10, might just get that. Now it's just kind of like, yeah, £10, yeah. Can wait if it's £10 now, it'll be probably £10 next year. So, yeah, I'm in a happy place, I'd say. I'm nice and calm about the challenge at the moment.
Well, that's cool, especially as we're halfway through now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't think I would get to this stage of the year. This time last year, I didn't think I'd get to 6 months and be as relaxed about it. I thought I'd be really itching to buy a game, and yeah, it's not as bad as people say it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God.
Famous last words.
Well,
They're famous last words. Hey, sir, is that an iceberg coming towards us? Don't worry, nothing can sink the Titanic, my friend. Just keep steaming ahead. There's no problems here.
I think there's a big elephant in the room with regards to E3. Bethesda released information on 2 new versions of Skyrim, one of which for the Switch. So is Trev going to buy a Switch now?
I already knew that Skyrim was coming out on the Switch.
Yes, but it's been confirmed for 2017. That's the thing.
I really... Fuck off. Right, I'm playing Skyrim back on the PS4 still, and the fact that it's still broken on the PS4, or just maybe because I don't do the main quest.
You have it broken on the move.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I think maybe it's because I break the game by not doing the story and running off and becoming king of everything else, and then when I come back, you just don't get it. Yeah, that is tempting. And the VR thing for it, I've heard some bad things about Skyrim VR, that it's just basically another screen in your face. And then, did they mention Fallout 4 VR? Because I tell you, it's like when GTA 5 came out on the PS4 and they gave you the first person perspective. That didn't work for me. I couldn't play that game like that. I had to go back to how it was originally played, and I'm not sure. I'd have to see it to see if I could play Fallout in VR, because I know there's the actual Pit Boys on your hand all the time, and I don't know if they're going to use the gun stick, then maybe that would make sense. But I'd have to see it. But that's my only thoughts and feelings on it.
I don't expect tick in the box, but it's probably going to be next year anyway. So.
All right.
Derek, I came along with you, Derek, at Eurogamer last year to a little test session that you did with a VR system that had Fallout 4 on it, didn't it? But it was literally just a walkthrough, wasn't it? That you couldn't do anything.
That's right. It was a treadmill thing.
Yeah. What was that called? Can't remember. No. But you couldn't. There was no way to crouch or anything like that, was there? And it was literally just a demo session of the point where you're walking
to the vault.
To the vault, yeah. I mean, spoiler alert, but
there's a vault in it.
There's a vault. You
I've never
literally
found
just
a
did
vault.
that walk where you walk from the village to the vault. And I was asking the guy questions, and I was like, "So how's it going to work in terms of actually playing the game? Are you going to be able to crouch? Are you going to be able to aim and shoot?" And he's like, "Well, you've got the gun here. You can shoot with." It's a big part of the game is crouching and a bit of stealth, isn't it? But they had no answers, did they?
Nope.
Well, you asked one of the dweebs on the EGX stands how the games work. Half of them are just pretty girls.
No,
going,
this was the developer of the
okay.
hardware. Yeah, it was actually the guy that was building the stuff.
Oh, I retract that comment. If you can't crouch in Fallout 4, you're fucked. No one runs around in Fallout 4.
I think, I mean, like Linton's alluding there, I think that was a tech demo.
Yeah,
There was no ifs or buts. It was just showing off what you could do with effectively 360 video. That's all it was. Because the treadmill was just making your character move forward, so the inputs were relatively simple. So there wasn't actually a lot of interaction with it. The Pac-Man one, that's a different
was cool,
story.
wasn't
That was
it?
a shitload of fun. But yeah, I don't think treadmills in the gaming rooms are going to be, something on the cards just yet.
It's too much
I've seen a
exercise for one.
couple. There was one of those big rigs where you have to put special shoes on it. It's a concave sort of
That's
slide.
the one.
Yeah,
That's the one I was using.
Really? And but that one does have a seat on it. There's one that
No,
has...
this was just a freestanding one with it's like
You had lovely kind of slippers on, didn't you?
yeah, I had those lovely
like
big Crocs. Yeah,
You get to an age where you need to wear special shoes, just
I'm
generally.
done. I'm not putting
He's
Crocs
out.
on for anything.
It's like
Fuck
Dragon's Den, that, isn't it? I heard
No.
Crocs, I'm out.
I'm out. No, but there is one that you sit in sort of like a seat harness, and it will allow you to duck down and stand up. And that
That was the wheelchairs, Trev.
Do you know what? I wonder why she was fucked off at Ejects when I tossed her out of it. Jesus. It had a motor and everything. I thought, oh, this is great. Put the VR hat on. Yay! No, there is one that does that. Well, okay. Because you mentioned Xbox, what did you think about the Scorpio naming and the price point?
The
I think
Xbox.
Xbox, XBOX. Yeah, no, I think the naming convention is. I mean, it's a smart way of doing it. The XBOX, or the Xbox One X, so the acronym is Xbox. Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, I'm fairly warming to the name, to be honest.
I'm still calling it Scorpio.
Yeah,
It sounds cool.
The Scorpio just sounds cooler. Yeah, there's no ifs or buts. Yeah,
But I don't think they've done that deliberately. I think they've accidentally fallen on this Xbox One X, and then all of a sudden it's gone, actually it comes out like Xbox, and they went, yeah, we meant to do that all along.
Yeah. I'm a marketing consultant. Here's my bill. Thank fuck they fell for that.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't call it the Z afterwards. Jesus, you're so lucky.
The thing is, they brought out the Xbox One S, obviously meaning slim, and then named that Scorpio, or vice versa. So they couldn't have continued with the name Scorpio anyway, could they? Because there'd have been some sort of confusion there. Probably not from us, but
from regular consumers.
yeah, little Tommy's mother buying him an Xbox for Christmas.
I want a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his Xbox One X.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, that must be the right one. Yeah.
So I'm presuming you're going to potentially be purchasing that this year.
Me? No. Chances are I'm going to wait till next year before picking one up. But
Right.
I'm considering it. But it really depends on what sort of trade-in price I get in my existing Xbox. That's the only thing. Because 4K all the way, hell yeah.
But don't you think S and X are too close sounding for dumb grandmothers and grandparents?
Well,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Little Tommy's going to be disappointed at Christmas.
Yeah.
The amount of toys thrown out of prams, it's going to be...
Especially when you get to
What's
360.
this piece of shit? It's an Xbox S. I wanted the X, you motherfuckers. Yeah, spoiled brat.
no, I need an Xbox OX and an XBOX. It's just literally the fucking
An Xbox. They turn up with the
An
original
Xbox.
fucker.
Yeah.
It's just-
Yeah.
a Duke
Yeah,
controller.
I went down to CGX and they got me this Xbox for you. That's just what you wanted.
You wanted backwards compatibility, there you go. You fucker.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that was actually announced.
I can't believe that. How many people actually want original Xbox backwards compatibility?
I did say that there's a couple of games
Only a
from the
couple,
original
yeah.
Xbox I will happily pick up for backwards compatibility. Things like the original Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republics, stuff like Morrowind, stuff
Good
like
because I told my nice.
there's so many good games that came out on the original Xbox. If they can get the backwards compatibility going for it, I will definitely.
Well, if you're going to pick them up, then now's the time to do it because the price will skyrocket once it comes to original Xbox games now are relatively very cheap compared to other retro stuff. You know, it's considered one of the easiest ones to get a full set for.
Was there anything else anybody actually was interested in at E3 that kind of really could screw up the year for them?
No.
Potentially, yes.
Assassin's Creed, there was a little twinge because that looks pretty good.
It's Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry, it's Assassin's Creed. All it is the same every fucking year. They just put a new skin on it. And I'm sorry.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm sorry. I completely disagree with you on that one. Because if I did the RPG elements, if you actually watched, I watched the Ubisoft conference and I watched the hour and a half of Let's Play that they did afterwards with the developers. And I watched that, and some of the RPG elements in that, and some of the environment elements, like animals fighting each other and things like that. Yeah, I'm totally on board. That looks absolutely amazing. Some nice little tweaks to what was already a pretty decent formula. So yeah, that gave me a little twitch of the neck and elastic.
It looks like they've borrowed a few elements from Far Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Looked interesting, I must admit.
That's out this year, isn't it?
It is.
Far Cry 5?
I can wait for that. There, I've got 3 and 4. Hold on, yeah, 4 and Primal. Yeah, in the wrapper to play on my pile.
The only one I've never played is Primal. I've played all of them from 1 upwards.
Yeah, I didn't really sync with 4 too much. I did play through it and played most of it, but I never actually finished it. Because it just, the characters just felt a bit lousy.
Well, yeah, I'll agree with you 4 because I haven't really.
3 was
great.
This world.
And the
characters in 3 were phenomenal.
Because they were
don't get me wrong, the whole thing about white guy coming along and becoming the saviour of these natives, I can understand why people were up in arms at it, but purely as a gameplay point of view and from a narrative point of view, the characters were fantastic and the gameplay was fantastic. So yeah, it's definitely up there as one of my favourite games of this generation.
Yeah, I'd say if they announced Donald Trump as DLC on Far Cry 5, then I'd be buying it, I think.
Well,
he's one of the end bosses or something.
I was going to say, I was actually tempted. I was considering doing a Let's Play, because did you hear that you can design your own character in
No, I did
Far
not
Cry
know
5? Yeah,
Never.
so I was going to basically design a Muslim guy.
That'd be good. I mean, anything for me that fucks off American Christian fundamentals is always good for me.
But I thought my YouTube channel wouldn't be able to handle it. It'd get so much shit.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I'd give it a miss. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that. I don't know. Actually, I'd be up for that. That'd be a thing you could get on with Gavin. We said, "Yeah, Gavin, we'll come play Far Cry 5 with you. Here's my character, Mustafa. Yeah, he's a bit of a suicide bomber, but we're just going to take out a load of Yanks. He knows how to fly a plane, but he only understands how to take off. He's not very good on landings. But let's see what he can do." Don't worry, no one's got suspicious that he only knows how to take off with a Boeing 747 and not how to land it. But it's okay, don't worry about it. We'll get by it. There won't be any complaints. And pass on I don't know.
Tess, you had a list, didn't you, Linton?
Yeah. Potentially, what could throw a spanner in the works if it does come out this year for me would be Days Gone.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys' thoughts on it, but that's right up my street. That is my sort of game. It's like they've sat there and thought, right, what's Linton's perfect game? Let's make it. It looks amazing from my point of view.
It does look really good. I'm quite interested to see how that develops, but I think it might be early 2000.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's got that sort of Last of Us feel to it in the setting.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, the open world aspect and zombies. Who doesn't love zombies,
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks fantastic for me. But if it was to come out in November, yeah, I could wait.
Yeah. See that talking about the zombies, that is bringing us onto one that I would have been broken. That this would have really, really hit me hard
Me
if
too.
it had come out this year.
I know what you're saying.
Thanking God. In fact, when I was actually listening to the call, I was in a party chat at the time, and I literally screamed out yes as soon as I saw State of Decay 2 is early 2018, because that would have been a game breaker for me.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Permadeath characters, open world zombie combat, action, RPG with base building. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing game.
It's like they've brought a different version of DayZ to console, which is hopefully going to run a bit better.
I don't know. I just don't think the whole zombie thing's my bag. So
I love
I love my zombie games. Yeah.
How about Nazi zombies? How about that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love the sniper.
Yeah,
series,
Not just that. When you say Nazis, Wolfenstein 2 is definitely out this year.
Is that definitely this year?
I think that's an October-November release, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Nazi zombies in America.
Oh yeah,
in America
I
as
like
well.
the theme. I do like the theme.
Have you ever watched? Have you ever watched the Amazon thing, Man in the Castle?
No,
The
I want
Man
to
in
see
High
it.
Castle. Yeah, I've
yeah,
watched it.
watch that.
That is really cool.
It does have that sort of vibe to it, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That's as soon as I saw it,
One
I
of the
thought-
characters towards the end, I swear to God, it's Woody Harrelson. If it's not Woody Harrelson, then the guy's doing a fucking fantastic impersonation of him. It's some little commander of the rebels, whilst under fire, just talking away quite calmly. Some of the characters in that just look so interesting. So yeah, that's one that I'm going to be keeping out off the radar as much as I possibly can until next year.
What did you guys think of the Spider-Man game?
Now that actually looks proper good. I really enjoyed. I know it's a different character, but I really enjoyed the fighting mechanics of Batman, and that looks as though Spider-Man's got it spot on, and that he's going to be more fluid. It's still the same kind of thing that you're fighting person to person, multiple group, but it looks like you're using more environmental type attacks, faster, free-flowing kind of combat. I know the video looked as though there were some QTE moments in it, but it just looked like for the big kind of Hollywood bullshot type stuff. So, yeah, I'm quite hyped for Spider-Man. If it comes out this year, that could be my second game.
Yeah.
Don't know.
It's
next year, not?
Did anybody catch who the developer was for that?
It's Sony. It's Sony published. Don't know who the developer is.
Well, it looked like a Rocksteady game, didn't it?
Yeah,
in relation
it's
to
certainly
what
it's not
Batman
Warner
was.
Brothers. I know that. Let me just quick. Oh, Insomniac.
Insomnia.
Well, yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm interested for Spider-Man. He's one of my favourite characters as well. The Marvel Universe. So is that one you're potentially going to be a day one on, Linton?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Rocksteady Batman games are some of my favourite games ever made, especially the first one, Arkham Asylum. So yeah,
awesome Arkham Asylum.
If the mechanics look as close to the Batman games as they do at the moment, then yeah, it would very potentially be a spanner in the works for me.
I mean, it looks more like it's going to be Arkham City, Arkham Knight style thing, just because of the verticality on it. But you'd have to expect that with Spider-Man.
Of course, yeah. It's no surprise that they're bringing
way.
something out like that after the success of Arkham City, Arkham Knight. Is it?
Spider-Man has always been a big. The PlayStation have tried to push him several times.
The execution's never really been there, has it?
Yeah, I think the reason they're going for another big push is they've got the whole new Spider-Man films coming out, so Sony and Marvel will be trying to get him out in other media, and I think it'll tie in a wee bit with that. Anything else anyone's interested in at E3, or is that it for now?
I just have to say one thing, and it's not actually regarding the game, it's regarding one of the shows. Did you guys catch all of the shows, or just the main ones?
Just the highlights on YouTube.
The main ones. I
Some of
didn't
them.
look at the Revolver Digital or the PC Gamer one.
Okay, so let me just say here, if you haven't yet watched the Devolver Digital show,
That's the felly.
Devolver.
watch it now.
Yeah.
Actually, just
Well, not
wait
literally
till
now.
after we've finished recording.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let's finish
honest
the
to
show
God,
first, lads.
it is these guys literally knocked it out the park. For such a small company that just does indie games, the production of their show and the way it's so satirically biting. It's all
good.
about consumerism and early releases, and it rips into everything that's held as a bad thing in the gaming industry. They literally hit every nail on the head. It's just pitch perfect. I would say anybody that's listening as well to go watch it if you didn't, because I would keep an eye out for these guys, because if they have one next year, I'm going to be tuning in for it live.
Derek, remind me of the name, please.
Devolver Digital.
Devolver Digital.
Yeah, they did like Hotline Miami and stuff like that.
Right, so it's back to you, Trev. What are we doing next?
Well, okay, thanks. Well, what we've missed, over to you, Digi.
Yeah, I'm taking over from you this time. Trev doesn't get to do it. So
He gets to relieve his old man bladder.
I know, this is it. So I'll just go through the list like you guys normally do, and if anything is of interest, just shout up. So we've got first up, we've got Formula Fusion for the PC. I looked into this. It's like a Wipeout clone. To be brutally honest, I mean, it even advertises it's got Wipeout-like racing.
Why would you when Wipeout Omega has come out this month?
Well, this is the thing though. Wipeout Omega Collection did come out this month, but the team that developed Wipeout was closed down. Remember, while we're seeing a remaster, it's very unlikely we're going to see a new game coming. And these guys are obviously trying to muscle in on that market, because there is a market there. There's still gamers that love Wipeout.
I still play Wipeout. I play Wipeout on the Vita still.
Wipeout's great.
On the subject of Wipeout, really quickly, the game doesn't appeal to me. I wouldn't have bought it, but the art style of that case, I was like, I'm buying that. I'd just keep the sleeve and fuck the game off.
So does that mean that the Wipeout Amiga collection, which came out earlier this month, is that something that was twanging at you?
I've not wobbled about it, but when 2018 hits, it'll be a day one purchase. It'll be January 1st, 2018. I would be buying it.
Yeah,
because I do love my Wipeout. Not for the competitive side. I've got a lot of backstory with the original trilogy.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm the same. The time when I was playing those, I was a student and staying up with my pals, getting stoned, and basically
exactly same here.
And yeah, I have a lot of fond memories for that game series.
Do you still have the original PS1 discs?
I do. Yeah, I've still got the originals.
Stick them in your CD player on your computer, and you can scrape the soundtrack off of them.
That's a good call, actually.
Because the soundtrack's on there as MP3 or audio. It's not encoded onto the game. It's actually there as an audio soundtrack. Anyway, sorry.
So anyway, after the trip down memory lane, Tekken 7 is the next one on the list. This any interest to any of you guys?
I would have got that as well, because I'm a big Tekken fan. Although I'm just mashing buttons, it's the whole Wipeouts time. That was me doing Tekken as well.
Yeah, no, I get that. I do get that. I've not been a fan of the series for a while now because, well, it just kind of drifted away from me. I'm never really. I'm like you, a button masher, really. So
Tekken would have been a game for me because I have the same. That's a drunk night in with the boys event of no one knows what the fuck they're doing. Just mash as many buttons and drink again and wake up in the morning thinking, what did we do last night? Came in from the pub and we played Tekken.
Have they introduced a story mode to Tekken now? Or
they certainly had in 6.
Okay.
I think they did in
to the lengths of Mortal Kombat, how they've done a story mode recently, or do you know?
I don't know. The one on 6 was more of a. It didn't work that well because you're trying to apply a 2D fighting style to a 3D environment. It wasn't like an open world, but you were tunneled down these 3D environments and you're trying to do all your moves that you're used to doing on a single plane. Even though you're going in and out on your Z-axis, you're still kind of targeted at one point. And you're trying to do it across multiple combatants. It didn't work very well, I thought. I don't know if the story mode's the same. I think there's something similar going on, but the reviews have been middling. I know Edge gave it a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, which is above average. It's not as good as previous iterations, but it's still worth a look if you're into Tekken, kind of thing.
Cool.
Not for us, though. Not until next year.
Yeah, obviously not.
So, on to the next one is Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. So, obviously, this is DLC, and as I've discussed with you guys before, I got this. So, I have all the DLC for Elder Scrolls already. I've got countless characters on it, and I just so happened to get Morrowind to review, so I got it for nothing.
See, review copy!
Review copy of DLC. Yeah. But we already discussed DLC, and if Jace wants to have a go...
I'm not worried about Jace. I'm worried about Ollie from Germany.
Ollie can get. He's the amount of MMOs that Ollie's played. He cannot speak a word to me. So, Ollie, I know it's true. And so, anybody else tempted by this? I know you guys have all got the base game, but you've never really.
I've got the DLC for all of the Elder Scrolls. I bought the kickoff arsehole pack, but I mean I've got it on PC as well. I just haven't been back to it for such a long time, and I think I got lost on the PS4 version. I'm sort of stuck in an area that I just can't remember what I'm doing. So, no, I was tempted, but not that tempted.
Yeah, I did find myself do the same because I'm reviewing the DLC, which is the island Morrowind. So you've got that whole new area and 30 hours of new quests and associations with the Morag Tong and things like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff in there that ties back to all the lore, which is where I get my hard on for Elder Scrolls. I just love the lore in it.
I'm a little confused. I'm not having a go here, but I thought you weren't doing review copies this year.
I'm not doing review games. No.
Okay.
Release titles. This is a
review
DLC.
DLC's fine. Okay.
Yeah, if someone wants me to review a DLC for a game I already own, I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that. I'm not ripping. I'm not cutting into you. I'm just. Other people would question it.
You'd have purchased it as a DLC, though.
I would have bought it regardless. yeah.
Which wouldn't have broke the rules.
I'd already got it lined up to buy, and then he went, "Do you fancy reviewing it for us? Because we've got it." I was like, "Shit, yeah, fire it my way. I get it 2 days early. Great." So I'm writing that up this weekend, so that'll be out. So that's this is the Xbox reviews I'm doing. So
okay.
So Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 2 has come out.
No, I don't know. I would likely get it. I'm guessing it'll come out on PS Plus next year. So,
well, even at that though, I mean, it's serial gaming. So I mean, why not just wait till it's all out and pick it up in one go? Because you'll get the full one. You get the full Game of the Year edition at the start next year anyway. So I'm not overly worried about that. Would like to play it probably, but I'm not exactly jumping up and down to get it. Dirt 4. Rally games, you guys? Any of you? No? Okay, fair enough.
No.
ARMS.
It's a Switch
for the
game.
Switch.
None of us are interested.
So, yeah, it's not really
Trevor will get it when
fucking not
next
having
year.
a Switch. Quit the fucking Switch.
It looks quite entertaining, to be honest. It's just like a fighter. Switch fighter. Yeah. It's the one with those.
From what I've seen, it looks like
elasticated arms.
Wii boxing with the Switch. That's it.
It looks like their arms are on slinkies.
Right.
It's a bit bizarre, but not interested. Darkest Dungeon, the Crimson Court. So this is another DLC. Did any of you guys pick up Darkest Dungeon before
Never
the
even
challenge
heard
started?
of Darkest Dungeon.
No, actually.
It's like a dungeon crawler, 2D pixel art sort of, not pixel art, hand-drawn art style game. A lot of people raving about it. This is the DLC for it, so none of us have it. We'll not be picking that up. Cryptarch. That's the next one on the list. I had to look this one up because I had no idea what it was.
No, no idea.
No.
Is that not the guy from the Destiny going out on his own?
I have no idea, mate. I literally do not know.
That's where I'm recognising the word from there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I recognise it.
You get your engrams in. That's all you do. You just collect engrams and throw them at him, and he just box you off your shit weapons.
So it's like.
I think if they're releasing that as a mini game, they've not got their finger on the pulse there.
It's like Pokemon Go. You go out in the wild trying to collect engrams, and then throw them back at this Cryptarch, and he just goes, "Fuck off." Yeah, have a white.
I did actually look this up, and it's what's it called? It's a style of game. It's you hunt through alien spaceships for gear, and you level up. It's you die, and then your new character starts again. I can't remember what type of game that is.
Is it a film?
Fuck off.
How many syllables? Is it a roguelike?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. A roguelike. Thank you, Trev. See? Trev actually gives a genuine answer. Steve will just be...
What? I don't know. It could have been fucking anything. Could have been a 2D... What? I don't know.
We need a klaxon for that.
Yeah, it's a roguelike where you harvest shit out of alien spaceships. So, yeah,
Right.
never heard
No,
of it.
no.
Probably not
No.
going on the list. Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood makes an appearance.
Well, if I was still playing Final Fantasy 14, I would probably jump on that. And I'll probably do my annual next year resub for a couple of months and go through it all.
Yeah. So next on the list is Ever Oasis 3DS. Nope. Never heard of it.
Child's console.
I'm not sick.
off.
Get Even. This is on everything. So this is the one we discussed last month, isn't it?
Sounds like a board game.
Which one's this?
Outlast cross with first-person shooter thing, wasn't it? Get Even, the one set in a hospital.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
to say, I can't
And
remember.
I think we said at that time that none of us really were all that interested because fuck Outlast.
Yeah, fuck Outlast. Yes, no, not for me. Not for me.
I've got to ask.
I've looked at it.
What about
I've
yourself,
looked at it
Linton?
recently, and I thought, it's a little bit more different than that. It's isn't it? You're also living through someone else's memories. It's not just. I only quickly looked at it, but you're looking at through someone else's memories, and it's it looks scary as shit. But on a drunken purchase, I probably would have bought that and then never played it again because I would be scared shitless. Like
Played it for about 3 minutes. Yeah.
it's like when you go in your Steam library and you think, I haven't played this game. Oh, Outlast. What was that? I'll have a look at that. Oh no, I remember now. Sorry. Anyway,
So, Linton, sorry, I was going to ask because this came up while you were away. So obviously we got all of our opinions on how badly we played Outlast. What about yourself? Did you ever actually make it all the way through it?
No, I got to the first jump scare and then turned it off.
Yay!
No, what is it? You walk
Quite a
through a
few of us
corridor,
like
don't
that.
you? And there's a door on your right hand side. And
Yeah, and the guy jumps on.
yeah,
jumps you.
yeah. And I was like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, that's it. It's going
Not
off.
for me.
No, I got further than that, but yeah, I did that first night I played it. I literally did play up to that point, and then I put the controller down, switched on all the lights in the house, and walked about for a good 30 minutes. Because that freaked me the fuck.
Yeah,
It's not real. It's not real.
Exactly it,
It's
that's
just
it.
a game.
I mean, you walk away from it and you go, for fuck's sake, you're a grown man. You can't play a video game in the dark. And then you go to try and do it again. You think, fuck that. What are you doing that for?
But you played it in the dark. You're braver than fucking I am. I had to play it in the fucking light with
At
radios.
the time when it
because I
came
knew I
out.
wasn't alone.
At the time when it came out, I had we lived in a different house, which was like a 3-bedroom semi, and so I had the small box room as my little games room sort of thing, because it was across the corridor from the main bedroom. My wife could hear everything I was doing had I not had earphones on. So yeah, my experience of Outlast was with headphones on, late at night, and with only the TV screen illuminating the room. And yeah,
And
it
then
was,
like 30
Cycle
seconds later,
standing
knocking
behind
on the
you.
door,
Yeah.
going, "Ooh, have we got another girl in here?"
Yeah.
It was like, it was screaming.
Screaming.
yeah, that's pretty
Police
much how
knocking
it's
on the
felt,
door.
yeah.
They've got a 6-year-old girl locked in that box room. I can hear her screaming all the time. You ought to knock the doors in.
Sounds like we're all the same for that one then.
Yeah.
So next on the list is one that I think Trev might be aware of. It's Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls.
Yes, I'm aware of the game. Yes, I would have bought it.
Oh dear.
But we'll just leave it at
Can you
that.
explain what Danganronpa is? Because I've heard the name, but I have no idea. And when it says, when the subtitle is Ultra Despair Girls, I'm concerned that there's going to be bikinis, lots of breast physics, all this kind of thing.
And you're
Sort
concerned
of
about
not,
that? Why?
But to be honest with you, even if I explain it to you, it's going to be bizarre. Basically, you play as a girl in some of them, and you run around, and there's these evil teddy bears. Think of Persona with girls running around, evil teddy bears, and some bizarre gun that does painting shit. It's a Japanese game. How do you expect me to explain it to you unless you watch it? Because
Exactly.
you
I'll
can't explain
I'll
it.
look on YouTube then.
Yeah, you have to look on YouTube, mate.
Yeah, this one's kind of a departure from what Danganronpa normally is, because the other ones have all been like visual novel style games, which are big in Japan. But this one's more like an action game, isn't it, Trev?
Yeah, they've sort of gone away from it, what it used to be.
Yeah. But it's still as crazy and as mental as the other Danganronpas, I would presume. So going on to another series, Valkyria Revolution. That's not out yet, but it is out next week.
Yeah.
Is this something that's on anyone's radar other than mine?
I enjoyed Valkyria. I played it on the PS3. Valkyria Chronicles, I think it might have been.
Valkyria Chronicles,
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I enjoyed that.
Valkyria Chronicles 2 on the PS Vita, which I've got as well. And I got the remastered edition last year.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's definitely one that's on my radar. But I'll probably hold off because it is, a strategy RPG.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of sink that time. But it is a Vita game as well, so I think I might pick that up next year for the Vita.
Perfect commute gaming.
Rather than anything else. Yeah, remote gaming. I like the idea of that. A little bit of turn-based strategy. So I guess it. Apart from me and Linton, not really on the radars.
I'm aware of Valkyria, but never played them.
So next on the list, we have the Golf Club 2.
I didn't realise there was a Golf Club 1.
Do you know what? Right, that's it. Yeah, you say that, but I'm aware of the Golf Club, but I wasn't aware it did well enough to warrant a second one. That's what surprised me about that appearing on the list. But supposedly there's a massive following for it. So, who figures? It's like, I did watch a thing talking about it. It's like they've got 150,000 custom golf courses for you to play on.
Wow.
And it's all like player made stuff. So there's literally the ability to design golf courses.
That's interesting.
Within the game and publish it out. So it's a bit like Little Big Planet,
For
but
golfers.
for golfers. Yeah, it sounds really interesting, but yeah, a bit too deep for me. I think I'm happier with Everybody Golf, to be honest.
I couldn't name another golf game that's done that, and I do quite enjoy golf games occasionally.
Yeah, it's unique in its own right. So, so the next one, it's kind of a tricky one for me. Elite Dangerous Legendary Edition for the PS4 and Xbox One.
I would have gone for that.
Yeah, I would probably have gone for it with the anticipation of the VR.
Yes. If PSVR was day one on it, I would have jumped on that straight away.
Yeah.
I think it is coming, but it'll be 2018 before we get PSVR support.
Huzzah! Yes.
It's I think Elite Dangerous is the kind of thing that I enjoyed No Man's Sky for, but more. It's what No Man's Sky tried to be,
but with actual interaction with other players.
And I've been watching videos recently about this whole alien contact thing going on as well, and it's actually it's pretty fucking exciting. It's just like it's the kind of thing I want from a space exploration game. So if PSVR comes on it, I would jump on that straight away, I think.
So last but not least on the list here is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
It looks like a very short month, but I would have this is probably the worst month for me, because I would have bought that as well. Because like Wipeout and Tekken, it's a very kind of original PS1 month for me. Crash Bandicoot, I played that a shitload when it first came out, so I would have jumped on that straight away, and I've actually been genuinely excited for it since it's been announced. But hey ho, I'm on the challenge, I can't buy it.
Yeah, to be honest, after playing through the... have you guys all finished the latest Uncharted?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Linton, have
I have, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I know what you're referencing, yeah.
There is effectively a section, because it's Naughty Dog, there's a section where you can actually play a level of Crash Bandicoot in Uncharted, which is just it brought all those memories and feelings flooding back. So yeah, this is one that was I've been looking at enviously, but I'll probably hold out for a new year purchase, to be honest.
You'll pick it up well cheap in New Year. It's a cheap release
Yeah,
now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
No, you've missed one.
Have I?
You've missed one.
Well, see, I'm going from the list that was here.
It's not.
No,
It's not on the list.
Steve always finds some other one from another list that you haven't
You always
seen.
find one.
I'll say this now in my defence. I
It's
asked
not on the
earlier.
list.
What is the list you guys use for this? Because this is my first time doing it.
It's fine.
And you gave me that list, and I went from that list. So if there's some,
Yeah, you're quite
Yes,
alright.
and did
It's
you?
not on the
I
list.
completely agree with you. We're working off the same list, and every fucking time he pulls something out from some other mythical fucking list he's found.
This isn't a full release. This is important DLC.
right. Okay.
Next Tuesday,
Oh,
Necromancer releases on Diablo 3.
yes, that's
So-
true. That's
Oh,
true.
shit.
Yay, another 300-400 hours worth of Diablo 3 gameplay. So yeah, Necromancer comes out next week with patch 2.6.
And it's a good price as well. £13.
It's $12.99 over here, and I've seen a couple of people complaining, oh, it's just a class, but
Oh, well, it's not just a class. It's a necromancer's class where you can kick bodies across the fucking field. Come
exactly, it's a full new way of playing the game. There's new armor sets, and the patch that's coming with it, 2.6. There's 2 new regions. There is challenge rifts. There's leaderboards coming up that are non-seasonal. There's a fucking load of stuff coming on. So yeah, that's all I had to say. So next month is pretty much predictable for what's going to be on my pile progress.
on. Okay, then that sort of brings us to our pile progress. So, as you mentioned the word pile progress, Steve, over to you.
Oh, me first. Right.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned pile first.
No, that's okay. I know I said earlier that I had a bit of a funk at the beginning of the month and that I just didn't know what to play. So first thing I did was the Marvel Heroes Omega came out, and it's a Marvel Diablo-like free to play, and it's okay. I basically took one character to the level cap, but I think I've done with it. I'm not enjoying the end game as much. I can't see where the end game's going. There doesn't really seem to be a clear grasp on what I'm meant to do, and there is a lot of repetition in the environments. I've tried. I know I banged on about Marvel Heroes last month, but yeah, I think I'm going to classify that. I don't want to get back into it. So yeah, that's gone. I also started Dark Souls 3, and I did a bit of streaming on that, and I'm quite enjoying that. So I've probably about 6 hours into Dark Souls 3, taken down 2 or 3 bosses, and I would still be playing that if I hadn't got sidetracked. I think I have played my game of the year so far this month in that I did Tales from the Borderlands. It's fucking awesome. It is so good. I know it's a Telltale Games kind of interactive story, but it's fucking brilliant. It's a really good story. I played it. I started the first episode a couple of months back, never got back to it, but then I thought, fuck it, I'll get into it. And then I blitzed the remaining 4.5 episodes over a day. It's fucking brilliant.
Some good
The
game.
main standout things for me is the story was really good, but the music on it, just phenomenal. There are 2 or 3 pieces of music on there that just fucking blew me away. The intro and outro music, perfectly chosen. It is just, I have to say, Tales from the Borderland, pretty much my game of the year so far, and yeah, my favourite Telltale game so far. Yeah, so that's classified, and I may actually go back and play again. It was humorous in places as well. It was really funny, and I went straight from Tales of the Borderlands and booted up the Handsome Collection, and for the last 10 days I've been playing Borderlands 2 for the 3rd time. Completed the main storyline on Borderlands 2, done all the Headhunter missions, some of which I'd never previously played before, and I'm about halfway through Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC.
See, I started that, but I never got around to it. It's one of those.
You know the premise of it. It's as if
It's
you're
like
playing a
Dungeons
role-playing
and Dragons.
game.
Yeah.
But I love Tiny Tina, the character, anyway, and I'm really enjoying Borderlands 2 again.
I'm in your camp here. Tiny Tina for me was the standout character from Borderlands 2.
So yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm just playing loads of Borderlands. So yeah, it's a Class 5 Tales of the Borderlands. Game of the year so far. Borderlands 2, still fucking brilliant. It kind of hits all the spots. It's an RPG-ish type FPS game. Lots of loot, lots of quests, lots of leveling up. Yeah. And then once I've done that, I would say once I've done that, I'll be going on to the pre-sequel, but I don't think I'll have finished it in time for Tuesday, when Diablo 3 will take over again. And then, I've got my Joker in 3 weeks. And then at the same time as the Joker, Season 11 on Diablo 3 starts, so... Oh, and I did
Your Joker's Final Fantasy 12, isn't it?
Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age.
July
we won't do the Klaxon this month. July 11th.
Yeah, it's something like that, yeah.
We won't do the Klaxon this month. You'll get it next month. Spoiler alert. But I've had the confirmation that payment's gone out. So
awesome.
So yeah, that's me. Oh, I did Class 4, 5, Resident Evil 5. I finished doing the co-op with Pete on that. And we were meant to start Resident Evil 6 this week, but unfortunately I was sat in the hospital on the night that he came in because my missus had an infection. So, yeah, sorry, Pete, if you're listening. I didn't get back to you because I didn't get back into the house until 12:30 at night. I was fucking knackered. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, then.
That's it.
How about you then, Linton?
My poll progress is 0. I've made lots of Netflix progress, if you want me to talk about that.
Oh, come on. What have you been watching on Netflix? Give me a Netflix.
I've just finished Shooter. If any of you haven't watched Shooter yet, the series, fucking phenomenal, brilliant, loved it.
Is that based on the film?
It's based on the film, yes. Yeah. So it's the same storyline, it's just obviously prolonged, but over sort of 10, 11 episodes. Mate, honestly, it's fucking brilliant. Really, really good. We've gotten through all the Marvel stuff now. So I had 6 weeks ago. I had Luke Cage to watch. I had Jessica Jones to finish, and then Iron Fist to watch as well. And a few people I've noticed through the community that talk film and TV were bashing Iron Fist and saying it wasn't very good.
I thought it was reviews. I think it's been classed as the weakest of the 4 so far. Right. But
I totally disagree with that. I thought it was brilliant.
It's,
I
I've
agree
not watched
with
it myself, but I'm looking forward to it.
Same here. I think the character was more relatable than any of the others.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
For me,
it was slow to start, and it did have a lot before it built up. It was like episode 8 before it really started to build its momentum. But the whole finale of that series was phenomenal. Yeah. I loved every minute of it.
I take it you're getting excited for the Defenders then?
Yeah, definitely. Like Daredevil, I loved Daredevil. I watched that as soon as it came out. But Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Yeah, I enjoyed Luke Cage. I didn't enjoy Jessica Jones. I thought that was the weakest series of them all. I liked Luke Cage, but yeah, a bit slow.
I agree with the Iron Fist. Iron Fist is a slow burn, but I got a lot of bizarre complaints. One was about the sort of his love interest. I thought, well, she's actually quite a strong character, and half these guys that were giving them, I thought, have you actually watched this fucking series? She's not some dolly bird that he's just going to have sex with eventually, because you know he is. She's actually a strong character. She kicks the shit out of people. I do like Luke Cage as well, but I think I'm on a borderline whether Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, which one is better than the other. But I did like Luke Cage, and he's that classic sort of I'll sacrifice myself for the best thing. I think good. I'm looking for the Defenders. The missus will watch it for me with me as well.
Good series.
Yeah.
So all 4.
2 that I've just started watching as well. There's Better Call Saul that I've just started. That's been on whilst I've been working. Watched the first sort of 5 or 6 episodes of that. Enjoying that. It's taken me up until episode 5 to actually realise it's the prequel. And I don't know if you guys have watched it it or not.
Yeah, I've watched it.
I'm thinking, well, he's in it, and why doesn't he know him? And then it twigged suddenly. It's like, it's a fucking prequel. Lower than one idiot.
But I have to, if we're talking Netflix stuff, I have to make a recommendation of something that I've been watching recently, and that's Orphan Black.
Yes.
If any of you guys have seen that. Now,
it's weird. Yeah.
I saw the first series and it was really, really quite engrossing, but I kind of fell out of favour. The second series, and we're now up to what, season 5?
Is it season 5?
Something like that. Something stupid. Yeah. The new season's literally weekly released on Netflix at the moment. But I started watching it again, and the characters in that are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's such a great sci-fi series. It's one of those tried and tested BBC sci-fis. You know, they know how to do it right, and it's absolutely perfect. So
I watched the first
recommend
season of that, and then I watched it with the wife, and we haven't got around to watching it anymore. So now that she's probably not interested, I'll probably start that again now.
I would say season 3 is a really, really good one.
Yeah.
It kicks off really quite strongly. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting character dynamics going on in the start of season 3. So yeah, I would recommend it. And if you haven't started watching it, I would recommend giving it a try.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's really good.
I've got a recommendation actually. Go on, Trev, you go first.
You go first.
Okay.
you
There's
go
a
first.
series. It's a series called Spotless. It's one I stumbled upon it. It's not been advertised or anything like that. It's and I can't figure out whether it's British or American or Dutch at the moment. It sounds weird, I know, but stick with me.
Is there a lot of sexy sheks in it? Because if there's a lot of sexy sheks, that would be Dutch, my brother. You know.
There's Dutch people, there's American people, there's English people.
Dwight like a tiger.
Basically,
Yes.
there's a chap who owns a cleaning company that specialises in cleaning crime scenes, and his brother gets involved in dodgy stuff without spoiling anything, and he ends up getting involved in it in that sense because he's dragged him in to clean up his mess basically. And it's one I stumbled upon. I've not heard of it from anywhere else, but it's really, really good. Spotless, it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to take note of that.
I can recommend the series Grimm's. Now, or Grimm. I used to...
The Brothers Grimm,
we used to travel a lot, we used to just catch every episode, but bizarrely out. So because TV here is shit, I started on Netflix, and the missus is now trying to catch up with me. But it's not... Okay, there are the fairy tale stuff, and there's a Filipino evil shit that she wants to see. But some of the humour between the characters, I just find it's just cracking. And you forget about the fairy tale shit sometimes. Just think there's a I think he's supposed to be either Vietnamese or something sort of sergeant. Some of the sarcastic comments he comes out with just fucking slays me. But I recommend Grimm's. You can forget sometimes about it's the monster shit. It's just some of the hilarious interactions between them.
So that wouldn't normally appeal to me. That a fairy tale link or fantasy link until I played Wolf Among Us. And I played that without even realising that there was a fairy tale link to it, and I actually really enjoyed the references and the characters. So Grimm might actually.
It's also based on folklore, and I do like a little bit of folklore. But the other thing is, that I actually do have not the Ladybird Grimm's Tales. I have some old real Grimm's Tales. Fuck me, man.
For 1 minute there, I thought you were going to say the Ladyboy Grimm's Tales.
Yeah, I have
that could be some Grimm tales.
I have the Ladyboy Grimm's Tale of Little Red Riding Hood. Boy, does the wolf get a fucking surprise when he gets her into bed. No, but
I honestly thought you just called it Little Red Riding Wood.
It was, that's what he did say.
It would have been son when you got the claws on, mate. But no, if you read the original Grimm stories, they are fucking...
They are
scary as shit. They're not for kids. I think Rapunzel let down your hair. That and one of them, the prince who does it for her, he gets his eyes fucking gouged out. That is not for kids. They're nightmares. And there's some bizarre ones about Little Red Riding Hood as well, about defecating in the bed, which is weird. Anyway.
Okay, so changing the subject, Trev, what was your pile of shame got this month?
Well, I have had a good pile of shame this month. Wait, Red Riding Hood defecating in a bed? That would make a great film.
Yeah, what the audience wants to know is how much Fallout 4 have you been playing?
Yeah.
I have. Okay, then Fallout 4. Then I've done it, and it'll bring me down onto
What? What do you mean? You've done it? That's it. You're ashamed
Complete it,
over.
mate.
No, shut. I have completed all the trophies, and it comes. This is like an open question on bugbear, fucking cocksucking, lazy trophies. So I'll go through the trophies. The last 3 trophies I had to get was in Nuka-Cola. You get to make different flavors of Coke. So there's 20 recipes you have to find, which is okay. And some people said it's broken. It's not broken. Sometimes they fall off the table if you blow it up. That's okay. Then you have to kill 40 animals by drinking any one of those potions, any one of those Nuka-Colas. That is horse shit. There's only 6 of the fuckers that work, because in my other book, I put down all the kills I've done and what I've killed. It took me about 50, 60 kills, because there's only 6 of them that fucking work. And then the laziest fucking trophy ever.
I know which one this is. It's
the 100,000 blue tickets. You can find a few, and you might find a roll. The only way to do it, and you had to go and FAQ it, is you have to go back and get the weapon spray and pray to shoot. It's like those dumbass arcades when you were a kid where you had to shoot things down. Now,
the duck things.
Yeah. You've got to do the duck thing. Now, 100,000.
Good duck.
You'll get 800 to 1,000 tickets every time you have to play this fucking game. I spent hours, and when it came up, I thought, really? And Bethesda do this all there was one in there's one in Skyrim. It's when you bring the Thieves Guilds up. That's another like 100,000, 300,000 gold. I hate fucking lazy trophies. Why the? I mean, I play the game in survival mode. Give me a fucking trophy for that, because that's an arse fucking like. But it's just and one of them you have to get a bottle of rum. Now, it's okay if you know this before you start that you have to keep the rum. FAQ'd it. Go to the Cabot house. Yeah, that's fine if I just started the house. I looted the Cabot house last year. There's fuck all left in that. I went all over. I had to go back to the Commonwealth. I went back to Far Harbour. Every bar. A bar in the fucking seaport. You must sell fucking rum. No. I felt like shooting the fucker in the face. So, lazy fucking trophies. Which is probably why I wouldn't buy it in VR. Maybe I would.
Yeah. I suppose the question is, have you played anything else?
Oh, yeah. I played a lot more. That's not saying that Fallout 4's done. I might have to go back and sort out. I've still got to sort out some of the...
Oh, see, it's changed already.
well, I'll tell you what it is.
Gotta get my fix.
Gotta get my fix, yeah. Because you have to let the raiders take over a couple of your other sort of settlements. I've gone back and cleared 2 and taken them over, but 3... I've wiped every motherfucker out, and it still says you can't take it over. You haven't killed all the enemies. I've slept in the fucking place, nothing. So I don't know if it's broken or you can't do it. So I'll have to go back just to look after them. Maybe later when I'm bored, I'll go back and build up some more of the settlements. Now, Pete Hunter VP tweeted me and said, "Oh, there's a game you might like. It's an MMO. It's an action RPG. It's called Onigiri. It might be Japanese. Yep. It might have a certain art style. I did play it. I must admit, I've only dipped in it for a little while because it is fucking confusing. But it's not bad. It's all samurai swords and young women running around the place. For some reason,
I have to admit, Trev, I've played this as well because it was free on the
PSN,
YoS store. On the PSN, it was free on the YoS store about 3 months ago, and I downloaded it just for a look, and I played through that first mission where you have to go and kill that creature, and then you're running through the lake bit. And after that, I was just like, nah, fuck it, it's too much like hard work.
I'll give it another. Maybe I'll give it another 10 hours before I go. Nah, it seems too confusing, and the controls are a bit confusing. You're trying to get the mission, and it's chucked a chat box up to get someone else to join your little mission. So it's obviously some Japanese kid who's just been chucked in because it's early hours of the morning. and I can't get rid of the kids, and I can't get rid of the fucking chat. I just fucking fucked off and left it because I figured there's no way that we're going to bond in any manner, shape, or form. So I've done that. The other thing I dipped into was Tales of the Borderland. Totally agree.
That's good, isn't it?
And it is. It's the humour. And it would be a game that even when I finished it, I would go back and do the other decisions. Because you know when you get that little thing up, 41% of the people weren't a shitbag like you at this point. They did something completely fucking different. Only 10% of the people did that. And what the other 90% did the other thing? Arseholes. And the big game I finished off, I played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2.
Oh my god.
I say
The world's come to an end. It's fucking... it's Armageddon. It's the apocalypse.
1 and 2. You finished both.
I didn't... Oh, no. I'll be realistic here. Let's start with Uncle Trevor's positives. When you're playing as the assassin, I get that. The setting, the narrative, I can understand why people like it. However, the controls are fucked. You know, how many times you run up to a wall normally you go up it, or how many times you jump off and bounce, especially when you have to fucking chase some fucking arsehole, and you end up bouncing around, and I can understand it. I know it's a game, but these guys are looking for an assassin. I tell you who I'd pick on. The fucking guy dressed as an assassin walking up the fucking street. You've seen him a couple of times. He stabbed someone in the face 2 weeks ago. I know, that can't be the assassin we're looking for. So, okay. And this, what is it? You go back to the Azimuth or whatever the fucking thing is. I stopped playing Assassin's Creed 1 because you finish a mission, you think, I'll go into the next mission. Oh, no, you have to come back to sleep now. Why? Why can't I just keep playing the game? And that sort of mechanic that takes you out of the game, just let me fucking play the game. I just didn't. No. So I stopped Assassin's 1. Assassin's 2, I got to the part where it was, you had to kill 9 fucking idiots, and some of them were just running around over rooftops. I just fucking, no, it's not for me. I have played Revelations, and I did complete Black Flag, and I loved Black Flag. I really enjoyed it. But the others, they can go fuck themselves.
Black Flag's good.
Yeah. It's by far the best one.
Now you've got Skull and Bones coming out.
I was going to say, I got an absolute hard on when I saw that. That looks amazing, and exactly what Black Flag did. So,
yeah, that's why I liked. That's why I like Black Flag. In fact, I might go back to Black Flag because I think there's one of those big ships I haven't fucking killed yet. Actually, I might have a look at that.
You need more shanties as well. You need to go chasing after shanties.
I've downloaded the shanties. I sometimes play them to myself. I quite like that. Oh, but that was another
I have to
thing.
admit they're amazing.
Chasing music sheets over fucking rooftops. Come on. What the fuck is that about? And it's the other thing. It's you want me to follow this guy and keep out of his eyes? Yeah, I can do that if I go this way. No. What do you mean I have to go this way? I have to follow him your fucking route. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've seen. You know, if you put it in the light of things like Dishonored, where it says, here's where you start, that's where you need to get. Make up your own mind how you fucking get there and just get there. But no, Assassin's Creed, no, you can't go that way because you're going to lose sight of him. So no, he's going to turn around the fucking corner in 4 minutes. If I'm there, there he is. Boom.
I found that you could do that in Assassin's Creed 4 though. In Black Flag you could do that. You could run round buildings, you could go different paths, as long as you returned within the 30-second window to get your eyes on the target again. I'll come back to what you're talking about here, Trev, when it's my turn.
It's your turn now because I'm done. Because
is that you done? Well, that leads in quite nicely then. Because I was
nice about Assassin's Creed. I didn't call it the biggest pile of shit in the world. I was being objective. I can understand why people play that.
No, well, see, I've been playing the latest one, Syndicate. Never played it, never booted it up. It's always sat there.
The Cockney gangsters.
Cockney one, yeah, that's the one.
Apples and pears.
Do you know what? I'm actually really enjoying it. And what some of the things you're talking about there, Trev, they've identified that and made changes to it in this one. Certainly, I know they had made changes in 4 as well, and what was the other one? Unite, is it?
Yeah.
Unity. That's it. Unity.
Is this
Revolution on?
That's right. But certainly,
is this your attempt to get me to buy yet another Assassin's Creed game? Where I go.
I'm not going to tempt you to buy anything. If you don't own it, I'm not going to get you to buy it, unless you want to buy it next year. That's all.
Yeah, if it was free, I might have a look at it.
One of the functions that they do now, certainly with the twins, the Fry twins and Syndicate, is you have the stealth, which is basically cloak up, and then you've got just walk normal, which is cloak down. And they blend in. They look like everyone around them. They don't have, assassins garb walking down the street the entire time. It's pretty much just the same clothing as the people around them, but with the hoods. That's pretty much the big change character-wise, and the movement's far improved as well. None of this. I mean, I've been playing it for probably about 4 or 5 hours now, so not a huge amount into it, but it does feel a lot more fluid. There's no so much bouncing off of walls, and following people is quite straightforward and easy now. So yeah, I've been enjoying my little stint with Assassin's Creed. Haven't played one in a while, so thought I'd fire it up.
So it's only taken them about 8 years to sort of sort that out then.
Well, this is it. Yeah, it's an evolution. So I've quite enjoyed what they've released for Syndicate, and I'm enjoying it so far. So it's Industrial Revolution. That's always fascinated me. So it kind of it's the right period for me. But like Trev, actually, funnily enough, you were saying about the cutbacks to Abstergo and all that shit. That's the bit I hate.
Yeah,
it's the modern times shit.
It's just pointless.
Why do I need to go back there? It is pointless. If you could remove that whole shit from that game, and I'd have probably loved it.
I know they're trying to tell a story alongside the story. That's what they're doing. There's the modern day story which they're telling through the history and through events, so that's why they're cutting back and forward. I understand that's what they're trying to do, but like Trev says, it just feels intrusive.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it feels so hammy and tacked on, and
Are they going to do that in the new one as well?
Of course they will.
Of course they will. Yeah, it's every single one has this fucking modern day slant on the assassins versus the Templars, and it just doesn't appeal to me. Just give me the fucking historic stuff. Yeah, exactly.
The Syndicate sounds like I'd enjoy that. I enjoyed Black Flag. I quite enjoyed 2. I can't say any of the others I've really played an extensive amount of that I enjoyed very much, to be honest. But yeah, the new one does look appealing to me, and Syndicate has always appealed to me, and it reviews well, doesn't it? But for some reason, I picked it up.
The 2 characters in it are different enough that it does feel refreshing when you switch between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
So one of them's far more stealthy and takes her time, and most of her skills are focused on that stealth element, whereas the brother Jacob is a bit more bolshy. He's the one that goes straight in for the fight. So most of his skills are all focused around, maintaining combos and doing maximum damage while in open combat.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you could get all of that by playing Shadow of Mordor. Lots of wall climbing, combat, and it's a better story.
Yeah.
I say.
Or Dishonored.
Anyway.
Either the Dishonored games.
It goes silent there. There's lots of tumbleweed.
Because it's first person.
What's wrong with Dishonored?
No, it's first person. That's what's wrong with it.
That's a completely different game, mate. It's completely different.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's a stealth game. It's a stealth game where you kill people. Who cares?
That's more like Thief.
You just described
like
every game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I have.
I have a hard time drawing those parallels, to be honest. With regard to the rest of my pile of shame, I actually started out the month a bit like you, Steve. I had a bit of a funk, and I thought I'd try a couple of the games that I just had on my 30 minutes or less. Which I only had 2 left that were like 20 minutes or less that I'd played on them, and I'm trying to remember which 2 games it was now, because I fucked both of them off because one of them was just too complicated and the other one I just didn't have the time for. So that was Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment on the Vita. Any of you guys got this or played it?
I am aware of it, but I've never played it. I've heard the title.
So complicated.
Oh, that was the one you were telling me that had reams and reams of screens on the
of dialogue boxes popping up and
screen.
instructional boxes popping up, and I ended up just skipping through it because I was getting so bored and disjointed from the combat that I ended up losing track of what the combat actually was.
Yeah.
So that was gone. The other one I can't remember what it is, but it's some Japanese thing. It's a God Eater. So it's an anime. So I've seen the anime, and that's what spurred me to try and play that again. And again, it's just so convoluted and a complex system, and it looks a bit dated now. I just fucked it off. So both of those have gone on the pile as completed, because I'm never going to devote the time to actually play those two games. They're just too big and too cumbersome to really grab my attention. And I give them a good college try. I give them a couple of hours each, and they just weren't latching. So they're both gone. So I'm now up to 87 games completed.
So what's next, Trev?
Yeah, that's.
I'll
done.
try this if you want. Give us space because you might have to edit out because typing something halfway through. Trev, can you just do Cards Against Humanity?
No. I thought you forgot about. I forgot. I know. We're not doing community thing this month because we did a little bit of an E3 discussion. But your idea of the whole Cards Against Humanity.
It's not mine. It was Neil's idea.
It was Neil's.
I know it's Neil's, but to carry it on.
I wish you had told me earlier and not a couple of...
I forgot about it.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I've had a long week. Dude.
What are my parents hiding from me? Probably that I'm adopted. But, Steve, what are your parents hiding from you? Their porn stash. I don't fucking know.
Ah, dear.
One day I found my dad's porn stash. That was not a good day seeing 1970s Mayfair in the wicker basket in the loft. Mind you, I did nick it all afterwards.
Well, then your answer should have been, what are my parents hiding from me? My mum appearing in Mayfair 1976.
Oh, no, I would have... Yeah, I would be drinking to forget then. Jesus Christ.
Now, given that I'm drinking...
Oh, am I getting this wrong
I'm drinking
again?
pints of Jack Daniels and I even fucking can stay up with this. Come on. Okay, then. I'll try one for Linton because I think Linton probably understands how this works and we'll give up on you, Steve. The school trip was completely ruined by...
My flatulence.
Oh dear, that's fair.
Okay, Steve, do you want to go with this one? What's that smell?
Really, go on. Linton's flatulence.
Okay. I'd have probably gone with, I don't know, but I have to move that suitcase out of this room sooner or later. So that's it then. We're done. So it's because
Thought the concrete would cover that.
I'll make up some more for next time. Maybe I'll give you a tweet and maybe a connection.
Answers on the spot.
Then why did you fucking suggest this, you fucking idiot? I know, Trev, I'm just typing this thing.
You suggested it.
You fucking typed it. There you look, the fucking they can see the conversation.
I reminded you that was your idea.
Neil did it, and I thought, yeah, this is a good idea.
No, I know it's Neil's idea, but you suggested we do it every week.
And then you reminded me that we do it every week, which then I assumed that you fucking understood how this would fucking work.
I've never played Card Against Humanity.
We need to correct that.
Yeah, you do need to play Cards Against Humanity.
We need to correct that. It's probably one of the highlights actually of my. It's usually a Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah.
We crack out the Cards Against Humanity. 2 a.m, a whole lot of pissed MLGers sitting around playing Cards Against Humanity.
In a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
No, what's when it used to be in London? What's the pub we were? The Blackbird. I played Cards Against Humanity. It was the Blackbird. Cards Against
It's a
Humanity.
Blackbird during the day. It's Prince of Wales.
Prince of Wales usually is the usual.
Prince of
book.
Wales was the one we sat out back on
How much have you?
the decking.
Yeah. Steve, how much of the jig? The venue changed. The Blackbird didn't change its name at night, so the Blackbird pub. I played Cards
No, it
Against.
wasn't. The Blackbird was the pub I ignored you in.
Yeah, that was the
Prince of Wales was the fucking one that everyone else met in. The Blackbird was the one that I saw this weirdo with a fucking schmog on playing on the fucking thingy. I went, he looks like a scary fucker, and he kept looking at me funny. And I thought, fuck him, I'm not. Yeah.
I look at everyone funny. So anyway, I'll get back to. So I guess it's over to the domestics. So it's over to you, Linton.
Oh, really?
Is Linton doing?
Are you kidding? No,
Linton, are you doing the
prepping
domestics?
for this.
I'm totally not prepared for
Prepping
that.
for this.
You're not prepared for that. You always do the fucking
We're
domestics.
We do, but we're easing him back in.
Yeah, I'm not
Easing
prepared for
him
the
back
domestics
in.
at all. There's a website. No, there's not a website.
I'll do the.
What did I say? There's a
You want to do
website.
the
There's an email address, which is Steve-O, help me out.
YoS challenge5@gmail.com.
Okay, that's good. There's a Facebook group.
There's a Facebook page. Oh, group, sorry.
YoS Challenge 2017, something or other. You'll
Yeah.
find us.
There's a Twitter.
At YoS Challenge 5.
I've got a Twitter. And what's that, Steve?
Have you?
Yeah. That's Linton_86.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
family.
And the rest of you got Twitters as well. I'll let you.
Trev's is at leatherboys.com.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can follow me on that one. I'm at Trev DXB, and I get some still weird fucking followers. Thinking, fucking hell. Oh, did you? Seems as this is now that Steve has completely fucking confused the fuck out of everything. That's normally my role, Steve. But thank you for taking over for once.
See, anyway, Digi's at Digital Pariah.
Yep.
Got that right. And I'm at SteveOA76. I don't know whether there's an underscore in that because I never tagged myself, but at SteveOA76, I think.
Yeah, it is. Don't worry about it. Fucking hell, man, you're
Right,
a fucking
okay.
mess.
So, is that it then, Trev?
Yeah, we've done the fucking domestic. Or do you want to try and play
We've
Cards
done the
Against
domestics.
Humanity
We've done the domestics. Try and play Cards Against Humanity. It's saying goodbye to our listeners. Be professional, dude.
Oh, what? You have to cut this shit out. So, okay then. After 3,
So,
goodbye, listeners.
I'm not
What the fucking hell? So interrupt me
so-
halfway
so-
fucking through.
emotional. Right, thank you all. I'll do it then, Trev. Thank
Yeah,
you
you
all
do
for
it because
listening.
you're going to cut me up anyway. Okay, you say goodbye to everyone.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. Thank you all for listening, folks. We'll catch you all next month when there's going to be a klaxon. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Right, let me
How
stop.
hard was that, Trev, just to say goodbye?
It would be fucking easy if you didn't fucking interrupt me halfway fucking through it. That's how easy it would have been.
Okay.
That's what the 3... 1 was for. I was going to do it so you could cut all the other shit out.
Okay. Sorry.
Apology accepted.
Let's see if we can just make it a quick fire response and just make it funny answers rather than trying to be all serious and.
Okay then.
What do you think?
I drink to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, that's,
yeah.
that's the prompt.
Oh, was that the question?
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
sorry,
question.
I'm missing
Who's-
something here.
Who
I thought you were
this
picking...
one to? Is it
Okay,
I
Steve.
thought you- I
Steve,
thought it was like a
Steve, I
panic.
drink to forget.
I know you do.
Okay.
Sorry, what am I meant to respond to that? That's not really... I don't understand.
It's a fucking
I don't know
card.
what's-
I drink to forget, and then you respond.
My
Okay.
uncle's fondlings.
you go.
Subtitles for the hard of understanding. Steve, you asked me to actually read out some cards of humanity, and we could respond to them. So this card of humanity says, "I drink to forget," and you say.
I still don't know what's going on.
So hold a second.
Oh my god.
Is this thing on?
An answer.
I'm going to make up an answer.
I can't answer that. What? It's a shit question.
I drink to forget.
You finish the sentence.
My cat raping me. I drink to forget.
Oh, right. I didn't understand. I thought that was the question.
You do know the concept of Cards Against Humanity, don't you?
No, I've never.
We did it last time.
I know, but that's why I got it wrong and why Neil got annoyed with me. Because of the whole blank man incident.
Yeah, no. And answer the question as that's right. You did do that. So sorry.
So.
Answer the question as
I tell you what. No. Listen. We'll do another spontaneous one. Are you ready, Steve? No, this is spontaneous. Okay. So, I drink to forget.
I just keep hearing it as a question. I drink to forget. I don't know why you drink to forget, Trev.
It's not me. It's a question to you.
It's a sentence. It's a sentence for you to finish, Steve.
Okay, so I'll answer this.